Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. Dear friends, in this video we will talk about the various theories that attempt to explain how the Mossad, the Israeli Secret Service, managed to simultaneously blow up thousands of pagers that were being used by Hezbollah. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news. As everyone already knows, on Tuesday, September 17th, Israel managed to detonate thousands of pagers that were in the possession of Lebanese Hezbollah terrorists, leaving a toll of almost 3,000 injured and a number of deaths that has not yet been fully determined, with some sources reporting numbers ranging from around 10 to 20. But what no one knows exactly yet is how Israel managed to do this. However, there is a theory that is gaining traction, which says that the Israelis managed to install an explosive inside the pagers, causing them to detonate through a remote detonation circuit. But once again, how did Israel manage to do this? Analysis of the remains of some pagers indicates that the manufacturer was a Taiwanese company, Gold Apollo. However, its owner, Hsiu-Hsien Kuang, in a statement made on Wednesday, September 18th, stated that his company did not manufacture the devices. He stated that Gold Apollo, in a cooperation agreement, merely ceded its brand to a Hungarian company, Bach Consulting, to manufacture them. The president of BAC, Cristiana Barsone Arcidiacono, confirmed the partnership with Gold Apollo, but denied having produced the pagers, stating that BAC acts only as an intermediary between assembly lines and well-known brands, suggesting that production was done by a third company. Of course, the newspapers tried to obtain the name of this company, but Bach's website went offline, and its president limited herself to saying that her company does not manufacture pagers. One important detail is that Bach has only one employee, Cristiana Barsone herself, who presents herself as president, and the company was only founded in 2022. In an archived version of the website, Bach describes itself as a company that works internationally as an actor of change with a network of consultants. In other words, this company, if it is indeed legitimate, acts as an intermediary between brands and idol factories. Which means that the pagers that exploded in Hezbollah's hands were manufactured on an assembly line in an unknown location. With that said, there are two possibilities. Either this unknown location was some fake factory set up by Israel just to install the explosives, or Israel, in some still unknown way, managed to gain access to the batch of pagers produced by this company that was destined for the Hezbollah. According to the information released so far, these pagers began to be delivered to the Hezbollah terrorists in February of this year. Raising another very curious question, why did the terrorist group decide to acquire pagers right now? According to the most widely accepted theory at the moment, the Israelis convinced Hezbollah that their cell phones and radios were being bugged, and through tips planted within the group, the Israelis convinced Hezbollah leaders that pagers were the best solution, because they are unidirectional devices that prevent the location of the receiver through triangulation. And so, with Hezbollah leaders convinced that the Israelis were listening to their communications, and convinced that pagers were the best solution, they ordered thousands of devices from Gold Apollo in Taiwan, which in turn passed the order on to BAC in Hungary, which in turn issued the production order to an unknown assembly line, probably controlled by the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence service, which injected inside the battery a compound of pentaerythritol tetranitrate, an explosive very similar to nitroglycerin. Since it is a very efficient explosive, the Israelis only had to inject about 30 grams of the product inside each device. The explosive compound detonated itself initially by means of a remote command that slightly overheated the battery, just enough to cause the explosion. The detonation of the tetranitrate charge, associated with the device's lithium-ion battery, resulted in an explosion that, although small, occurred right next to the body, mainly in the waist, legs and chest area, leaving serious injuries, including amputations of the hands and fingers. This is, at least for now, the strongest theory to explain this silence attack. But there are still many unanswered questions, and we know that most of them will most likely never be answered. Such is the level of secrecy of this operation. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news.